Welcome to ISC West. I'm excited to be here today and excited to take you on a tour of the best of the West. We're excited to be here today at the Alarm.com booth here at ISC West, and I'm joined by Kristin Hebert, account executive with Alarm.com. Kristin,
welcome to the booth, Jake.
Thank you so much, man.
It's amazing. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to try to keep it as trim as possible.
Awesome.
I'm sure you'll be excited.
Perfect. Well, give us the highlights over here. What do you want to showcase to the folks that make it to the show?
We have a couple things. The biggest thing is probably our new EBS Universal Communicator for Berg panels. So if that panel speaks over dialer, either contact ID or CF format, we can dialer capture that and push that to the central stations. It's going to be a decreased monthly fee, but only arm and disarm capabilities. No Z-Wave. However, because of Alarm.com, we can do like Wi-Fi integrations, Wi-Fi locks, Wi-Fi thermostats, that kind of thing. So we could still make an interactive system, but it's just no Z-Wave.
So explain to me then, you could take a legacy system, add one of these universal communicators, and then also add an Alarm.com video doorbell, floodlight camera, and have it all in the same app?
Access control if it's a commercial application? Awesome. Absolutely, yes.
I think a lot of dealers have been opting for other universal communicators in the absence of this, but now it seems like they can bring everything together under one platform.
Absolutely. And now, not only that, but now they can grow into additional features as we add new integrations. So really nice. That's going to be a big one. It should be releasing literally any day now.
Awesome. And what else do you want to show us?
Well, so we got a lot as far as thermostats. We have a new thermostat coming. I know it's hard to believe, but we're actually going to replace the T2000 over time.
Okay.
It's a rock star. We have over 1 million out in the field, but hey, everything must come to an end at some point. So we're going to end that one, and we're going to bring the new T25 in its place. So awesome. That guy's going to be coming probably later this summer, if not early fall. So watch for it. That's probably it here. So we have some exciting new stuff on the back side of the wall here. As far as new Wi-Fi cameras coming and a new doorbell.
Well, let's go take a look at that. But for the folks watching, I want to let you know that we now offer branding on the Alarm.com cameras. So these cameras that you see here on display, if it is something that you want to have your logo on, let us know and talk to your account manager here, and we'll help you with that.
Well, and look at that communicator. Look at the real estate you can bless and brand that baby.
I love it. I got a blank white slate there, baby. We get a logo on it.
Also on the new T25, got a lot of real estate, so awesome. Your logo would look really good.
Let's go take a look at what else you got.
So we got the new 775. So the 775 doorbell, we'll release it and it'll eventually replace the 770. That's going to be a 4 megapixel doorbell, but we're bringing a new feature that none of our other doorbells have. So now we'll be able to bring familiar faces to it. So now when Jake walks up to his doorbell, he doesn't need a notification for that because you know it's you, right? So now we can shut those out, and now you don't get those notifications. Or maybe you do. When Abby gets home, you might want hers, right? So you'll get hers, but not yours.
Awesome. That's such a great... I think one of the biggest challenges people find is when you get notifications that you don't need, you start ignoring notifications.
Oh, you cried wolf.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of it.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, what else do you have here, Kristin?
Okay, so we have a couple of new cameras coming. So we have the 516, which is going to replace the 515. So really similar camera, just a lot more capabilities as far as growth into analytics. The 730 is going to eventually replace the 723 and 724. The 730p is going to be a PoE version that's going to replace the 727. And then the 530 is going to replace the 523. All of these have a new feature as well as the 775 with Bluetooth enrollment. So I'm adding that new camera or doorbell to the system. I don't have to climb up to the camera, open up that screw box, right?
Yeah.
Push the WPS button. Instead, I just pop my phone open, connect to Bluetooth, connect to that device, and now I can push it wherever we need as far as Wi-Fi goes.
Awesome. What a smart feature. That's great.
So also on the 530, we're going to have a shutter that you'll be able to open and close on a schedule or even on analytic rule violation. So my wife doesn't want our interior cameras recorded. We can close that shutter.
You know, that makes a lot of sense for all those times I run across the house in my underwear. I don't want that to be on video. Might have to edit that part out.
So on the 530 and the 730, we actually have this LED light. So it'll be a solid beam of light, and it'll also help us with color at night. First time ever Alarm.com has color at night cameras. But you'll also be able to use it as the deterrent like you can with other cameras, like the floodlight camera. We can do different things. You'll be able to do that also. So now when the analytic rule's violated, bang, that light comes on.
That's awesome. Well, we love to see the constant innovation with video from Alarm.com.
Yep. So we can, there's one more right here. It's our new version of our smart chime. So it's just going to be a different look and feel. I think it's a little bit less intrusive. It doesn't have those big antennas on the top. So it'll be a little bit more comparable to what people are used to in their home instead of the big antennas.
Awesome. You know. So now if you have a doorbell and you want to be able to hear it on the other side of the house, you can just plug this in.
We can connect multiple doorbells, up to 8 doorbells on each smart chime. I can have multiple smart chimes if I want to do it by floor or by wing of the house. Doesn't matter. All of my doorbells can ring differently and on different chimes if I want it.
Awesome. You know, so I think about our office, and we have a overhead door where they come in and bring in shipments, and then we have other side doors where, depending on who's coming, they might be ringing in there. So even in a commercial environment, you might be using those as well.
Absolutely. And look, don't ever discount, simple things like dogs. So I got 5 dogs, okay? They go ballistic when the doorbell rings. So I played with different sounds, and I found when I set it to wind chimes, they don't bark, they don't go ballistic.
Wow.
So it could be something this small that helps you sell that next doorbell.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right. We're showing off our 729 floodlight, but we'll actually come around and see it a little bit more intense down here. So this is not red. This is not ours, even though it has our placard and everything on it. What we are promoting is our surveillance kit at the top. So Jake, that comes in that triangle-shaped enclosure. It's a plastic enclosure also, so we don't have to worry about interference with metal and that kind of thing. It's going to come with 3 729 floodlight cameras and also a video cell module inside.
Awesome. So you know what I think we're going to want to see is, let's get that very same setup at the top of our big red trailer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome to know that dealers can now have a big red online with Alarm.com. That's great.
Absolutely. So the service plan is going to be dependent on how many cameras and where it's at, like how much bandwidth you're going to need. So that's going to come when that releases, but ask your account executive and we can get that pricing.
That's great.
Yep. All right, so Jake, we've never been in the fire business before, so now we're in it. Okay, so we're gonna have a dual path communicator. It's also gonna have a dual SIM, so we're gonna have AT&T and Verizon on it. So that's huge because you want to pick and choose, right?
So are you telling me that if a dealer has accounts that are fire alarm accounts, that they're gonna be able to have those very same accounts on a single bill on a single platform with Alarm.com?
Absolutely.
And so talk to me about how that communicator is gonna work and how universal is it?
So pretty universal, anything dollar capture, again, using the same contact ID communication method or SIA, like we talked about with the other communicator, same thing. So either one, and it's going to be able to come in and push to the central station. We also have 4 zones on it, so if you need that additional, hey, I need to grab this water flow or something else, we have those 4 zones, normally open, normally closed, associated with that also.
Awesome. This is a great way for our dealers that are doing alarm monitoring to get into fire alarm monitoring as well, and doing takeovers on systems.
And if you talk to the central stations, we have one feature that no other fire communicator has. Pretty crazy. We can send notifications before it even gets to the central station. So we're not relying upon the central station to notify the customer. We already did. By the time the central station gets it, they don't need to do anything with it a lot of times.
Terrific. And that's minimizing operator handling.
Oh, they absolutely love it.
That's awesome. That's
so,
great.
Continuing on, the actual surveillance kit on a different mount, not on a trailer.
Awesome.
So you get to see it. Hey, that's really going to look good on Big Red, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So we have 2 new cameras coming. Our Prism series, we're going to be releasing that later on this year, but it's going to be 4, 5, and 8 megapixel cameras. So we're getting into that higher tier, what people are asking for, right? So we're going to bring domes, bullets, and turrets to that space with and without audio. We're going to have fixed lenses. We're going to have varifocal lenses. So pretty much everything that customer is going to need, inside one house.
Well, it's exciting to see you guys continue to expand your hardware product offering. I'm hearing that you're also going to have an additional support for third-party cameras. Can you talk to us a little bit about
Absolutely. So right here, we're actually displaying. So in the next couple weeks, we're going to be turning on the feature for fisheye, hand-tilt zoom, and multi-sensor cameras. So we'll have that available in the next couple weeks. So if you already have those third-party cameras, put it into our CSVR. Now you can see it all in one app.
I love the single pane of glass approach, being able to give people video, intrusion, access control all in one app.
Yep.
And I think a big challenge for dealers that had existing camera systems in the field was that they weren't able to pull those cameras in. So it's awesome to think that these guys are going to be able to go out to their existing customers and pull those cameras into the same app.
And look, you hear feedback from dealers all the time. We hear feedback. We're trying to listen. We're trying to bring those features. We have other things like notifications and analytics from those third-party cameras coming soon also.
Awesome.
So put that in your back pocket.
Very exciting.
This is another variation of our 755. So you could buy the 755 today, but we'll have this nice recess kit. So for commercial applications, think of a doctor's office. Doesn't that look good on the front door of a doctor's office, right?
Absolutely.
Or an SS&Si office.
I think so.
Right?
It looks great.
And then another phase of that, using the same device, is our directory. So our directory kit. So you'll have a similar placard with a QR code. So what's going to happen is you're going to pop open your phone. So instead of pushing the button will ring whoever we program it to. Or I can scan the QR code, and it's now going to pull up the directory that customer has put in Partner Portal, right?
Wow.
And now if I need to hit Jake, I hit Jake, and it's going to hit your phone via push notification, email, or text message. So now you interact with it. It's not as important anymore. We don't need to ring somebody's phone. They're not at their desk most of the time.
Right.
You're here in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
You're not at your office. So if it hits you here, you can always answer, hey, sorry, I'm not in.
Well,
And you're talking directly with them.
You know what I love about this is for our partners, we're actually going to be able to take this very same QR code and print it right here on the flush mount kit. So instead of having a separate plaque, we're just going to print it right on here. We can print their logo as well and just make it a really streamlined way for folks to add that directory to these existing systems.
Yeah, pretty amazing because you have, the printing capabilities to really change the game in those aspects. So
I think I like this one the best.
Anyway, yeah, definitely. So you can just order a bunch of these recess kits and just have them printed and ready to go, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Jake, that's about it. We do have some of our integration partners that we've acquired over the years. We have Checked here. So Checked is the newest one. I know you know a lot about Checked. You sell a lot of Checked. So they're here. They're promoting their stuff. We have OpenEye, our sister company for the enterprise video side. We have them here. And SDS is here for shooter detection.
That's awesome. Well, we're really excited to be here. Alarm.com is an awesome partner for us and our mutual dealer partners. If you have questions about any of the products that you saw here today, reach out to your account manager at SS&Si. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help you expand your offering and make sure that we put your logo on those products as well. Thanks so much, Kristin.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Well, that's all we've got to show you today. I hope you enjoyed our Best of West tour, and I'm glad that I saved you the blisters on your feet. Let's get out of here and go get a drink.